excited to be in Don Mills today and bringing you this video feature for Don Mills. We're standing at the Shops on Don Mills, my favorite go-to lunch spot where I'm working out of my office. And if you are even considering a move to Don Mills, you want to watch this video and you're going to want to stay tuned for the entire thing. And if you live in Don Mills, then do us a favor, give us a comment below, give us some love, or give us a tip on a hot spot in the area that you absolutely love. I'm Jackie Othen with the Othen Group, and we have wanted to do a feature in this community so many times over the winter, but it was so cold and so windy, and I was literally freezing my face off, as you can see through these videos. But today is a beautiful day, the sun is shining here, and it makes me love this space even more. If you're new to our channel or seeing our video for the very first time, you're going to hit the subscribe button and follow us along through Toronto's best neighborhoods. And today, like I said before, we're featuring Don Mills. It's been a long winter and I froze my face off many a day standing here trying to bring this video to you, so I'm glad to do it today on a nice, warm and sunshiny filled day. I absolutely love this community and the vibe here. Right now, I'm standing in the middle of the Shops on Don Mills, which sits at the southwest corner of Don Mills and Lawrence. And the shops are really, truly a hotspot for the wider community of Don Mills. There's some amazing shopping here if you like smaller boutique shops over a mall. Remember, this is an open air plaza. This is not a mall per se. So many cool little shops here, lots of good eats, and very, very vibrant in the spring and summertime. Okay, let's get our directional bearings. For those of you who are not familiar with Don Mills, here are the neighborhood boundaries. It's York Mills to the north, Eglinton to the south, DVP to the east, and Leslie to the west. And I gotta tell you, one of the reasons I really love Don Mills, not just because it's close to my office, is because getting in and out of other neighborhoods, for example, Lawrence Park, Lee's Side, Post Road, East York, wherever you're going, it's super easy, and there are so many different little arteries that get you in and out of the neighborhood and alternate routes. So if you're sitting in a traffic jam, you can usually go a little bit north and make a little shortcut and get to where you need. And bonus points, 25 minutes from Don Mills to Union Station. And when the Crosstown LRT finally opens, transit through this beautiful community is going to be a breeze. Now that you know where we're standing and we've got our bearings around the community, I want to give you some history. Don Mills first got its name from the water mills that were located alongside the Don River in the 1800s. There was ongoing development between the 50s and the 60s to really build the model community of Don Mills. It's very different than what it looks like today, but the model principles back then were a 4-quadrant neighborhood with a school, a church, a park, and a corner store. And although the community has seriously evolved and matured over the years, great schools, places of worship, parks, and great shopping are still very strong in Don Mills. The original homes in the area, if you're driving around, you're going to notice they're 50s and 60s built, and they were typically mid-century modern architecture, bungalows, semis, split homes, and some townhomes. Many of the homes in the neighborhood are built on large footprint lots with outdoor spaces that complement the homes and lifestyles that would suit families who live there. Way back in the day, if you were buying something in the 50s and 60s in Don Mills, you're probably able to snag your first home from anywhere from $10,000 to $13,000. Yes, true story. That is what a lot of these homes cost back then. Many of the homes didn't have a garage. They may have had a carport. They were traditional wartime bungalows or mid-century modern homes. And those today have been transformed into some amazing properties, some beautiful brand new built homes that have replaced those semis. Now, you'd be super lucky to snag something in the low $1 million range nowadays. And I would say this neighborhood is not typically a first-time buyer neighborhood, though there are some really nice starter homes in here. It's not that common. Average price here can be upwards of $1.5 million, and you could see homes well north of $3 million. We're talking brand new, modern, where they've torn down the existing bungalow and built a really beautiful big house double car garage. Very common in the neighborhood. The area around Shops on Don Mills has transformed incredibly in the last 10 years, and I'm going to say more specifically in the last 5 years. We are surrounded by newer condos that didn't exist here before. So that's a really nice thing for downsizers looking to go into condos or first-time buyers. Again, this wasn't a staple here in the neighborhood for many years. And while there were condos, they were not easily accessible to transit. So it's beautiful to see the neighborhood change and take shape and become more accessible for all ages, especially boomers. For first-time buyers, downsizers, seniors, and anyone else who prefers condo living, there's so many options standing just around me. And the great thing is that this community has added these beautiful condos in over the last less than 10 years. So they're still new and still beautiful in highly accessible areas around the Shops on Don Mills and the larger areas surrounding this. And the great thing is it's super easy to catch a bus in all directions. So if you bought in the 50s and 60s and you want to stay in this beautiful neighborhood, I don't blame you. I would want to too. There are some great options, not all small condos, some larger ones too, that could make your perfect happily ever after home. To Today, while I would not consider Don Mills a predominantly pedestrian community, the reality is if you don't drive, you can still easily get around on transit as it's readily available on Don Mills or on Lawrence, and you can sort of tackle all of your errands here. Even if you don't drive, you can get around and cover a ton of space here if you're one for the walking, because there's literally anything and everything that you're going to need within a very short walk, whether it's groceries, banking, movies, any other kind of shopping that you can think about, it's very close by. Busy families are definitely going to benefit from having a car or two. I would say it's almost a requirement of living in the neighborhood if you've got young kids. So much easier to get kids around to hockey or activities or after-school activities in this neighborhood because things can be spread out quite a bit, and Don Mills is large, and a lot of the families here that live here tend to do their activities in East York, Thorncliffe Park, or even parts of Leaside. The area surrounding Don Mills is truly a perfect blend of retail, commercial, residential around us, so you're definitely not going to get bored or feel isolated here. If you're craving a quiet yard though, you're going to want to pay attention to your proximity to the DVP because you're going to get some highway noise, but you'd want to be probably a little bit closer to Leslie as opposed to Don Mills. In the spring and summertime, like I mentioned at the beginning, it is a vibrant and active community, and by vibrant and active, I mean take a look at Bond Park in the summertime and you're going to see it filled with baseball players, tennis players, families, people walking their dogs. And if you know me, you know I'm a real sucker for green space and an abundance of parks. So this neighborhood hits so many check marks for me. If you're contemplating a move into Don Mills, you're definitely going to want to check out Sunnybrook Park, which just sits on the southwest end of Leslie, just north of Eglinton, because it is simply incredible all year long. You'll also want to check out the Don Mills Trail, Moccasin Trail, Wilkett Creek, and a whole bunch of other trails and parks, which we're going to post down below because I tell you, you are going to love it in all season. It's not all parks and trails, though I'm going to say that's enough for me to want to invest or move into an area, but it's a blend of commercial, industrial, retail spaces too all around us. Notably, a ton of fitness centers, pickleball courts, lots of gyms in the area, and hands down the best hidden gem in Don Mills for me is the Galleria Supermarket at 865 York Mills. It's an amazing little Korean food shop, a little grocery store with amazing fruit, super clean, and after you've done your groceries, you can even shop for a bite at their takeout counter or even dine in. I think we've established throughout this video, parks are great, shopping is great, but on to schools. If you were a family and considering a move to Don Mills, you should know there's some amazing schools in the area. If you're looking for public schools, you want to do your research and get in to interview the administration and find out what's right for you, check out Norman Ingram, Don Mills Middle School, and the coveted, very, very coveted Three Valleys Cassandra Public School. Or if you're opting for private schools, then you can look at schools like the Bayview Glen or Seneca Hill private schools, which are super well respected in the community, and a lot of people from other areas come into the neighborhood to go there. We've got clients in the area who may also opt to go to schools closer to Bayview or Yonge Street. So you have easy access in the neighborhood, like I said before, through Post Road or through Lawrence to be able to connect into the best schools around you. They don't necessarily have to be in Don Mills, but you're such easy access. And to get to Glendon campus too, what a treat. You're going to be able to get to York University with ease there. If you're looking for a mall, you might be disappointed there isn't an actual indoor mall here. You're going to run up to Fairview Mall, which is a very easy drive to Don Mills and Shepherd, and you'll find everything you need there, I'm convinced, at that mall. And if you're looking for a nearby Costco, it's down at Overlea, super easy to get to, easy access, or you could certainly go into Wexford and hit the one at Warden and Ellesmere. Well, there you have it. We've given you a lot to think about, and I hope my love for this neighborhood really translates. It really is such a wonderful community that every day is taking shape in some new way, with new development coming here, new injection of new stores, quaint shops, Canadian-owned businesses, and I have to tell you, it's not so full of hustle and bustle where it feels like you're really in the core. You do feel like a little bit of heavenly slice of paradise here, where you have some quiet, easy driving, easy access to downtown. All right, well, thanks for staying with us for this video, and if you've come this far, I just want to leave you with some great local spots to check out if you're planning to move here. You might need to hit rewind, you might need to hit pause and jot these down, but the core of it, shops on Don Mills, you want to check it out. Joey's Restaurant, Eataly, my favorite go-to spots for a quick bite or a team meeting, Starbucks, every few blocks it seems in Don Mills, banks galore here, Cineplex, VIP Cinemas, Edwards Gardens, you've got to go if you love gardens, if you love flowers, Toronto Botanical Gardens, the Sunnybrook Park, I mentioned that before, go. Don Mills trails, jogging, nature exploration, the Aga Khan Museum, the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center, Crosstown Indoor Tennis Club, the Don Mills Civitan Arena for the hockey moms and dads, and so much more. So there you have it. Don Mills is the ideal blend of suburban charm with a ton of urban conveniences nestled amongst some green space. So if you think Don Mills is right for you or your family, don't hesitate to reach out to us. I work here, I practically live in my office here, and would love to share all of my favorite spots and best streets to invest in if you're thinking about having your happily ever after start here. If you didn't hit subscribe before, you're going to want to do that right now and follow along our journey through Toronto's best neighborhoods. And if you live in the neighborhood, do me a favor, post a comment below and tell me your favorite spots or the hidden gems that you know and love, so the rest of us can also share in that joy and love for those stores or shops or community hangouts. Thanks for watching.